But
can I ask you a big question?
If it's big, I want it. Yeah.
Okay. What's your new thing? What's the rabbit hole?
Oh, right.
yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not a new thing for me. I just fell back into it. I kind of relapsed a little bit. It's mechanical keyboards.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
But like in a way that I'm kind of like at a point where I'm gonna like build my own.
Sure.
Keyboard.
I feel like we've talked about this. Do you like them clicky? Do you like them clicky clacky?
So I'm a tactile.
I like them clacky.
I don't like the. So you're describing like a blue or
I
like
wouldn't
a
like
cherry blue.
Wait, what is it? Is it like IBM keyboards? What are those old keyboards? You know that are like really loud and clacky.
Yeah.
IBM, right?
Yeah, those all
IBM.
Yeah, but it's all about the switch. The switch. This thing. This is the thing that like. Oh, yeah, I have that same exact one. This is the thing that makes the clack or not.
Yeah, but I feel like they just remind me of those like old IBM keyboards. Will you make me one of those? Make me a classic IBM keyboard.
It's in the mail.
Okay. So clarify something for me here, Jeff. When you say you're going to make your own keyboard, what the fuck does that mean? Because like you're not molding that plastic. What are you doing?
You just buy the pieces and then put a pretty letters on them. You just pick
like
colors.
when someone makes a PC or builds a PC, I'm gonna build a keyboard. I'm not gonna make a keyboard. I'm gonna build a keyboard.
But do they sell
build a PC?
You're gonna assemble
the
a
keyboard parts separately?
Yeah.
So I know
that
you can get like the keys. Like that's how people have those crazy colors.
Yeah. So that's the key caps. Those are the separate caps that you can put on pretty much anything. Here's the long and short of it. Last week I was talking with a friend. Oh, you guys might know Aram. We have a friend Aram in the industry. And him and I were going back and forth about keyboards. And he had tweeted something and I was like, oh dude, that's sick. I love that keyboard. And then he introduced me to someone on YouTube who goes by Bad Seed Tech. This is a guy Brian. He's like a really he's a really intense and likable dude, and I went down a rabbit hole with him, and we were talking.
How many rabbit holes do you go down, man?
I'm like 7 layers below the surface of the earth right now. I'm in it to win it. I jumped right back in just because I felt like I haven't had a new hobby lately. Like, is this the most busy time of year with all the new consoles coming out? Sure it is. But like,
it sure is.
You know, there's other things that I want to concentrate on and fill my free time with. My family's here. They're fine. I'll get to see them. But for now, let's build some keyboards.
Whatever.
All right. They're safe. They're sleeping. It's fine.
I do have some questions for you if you don't mind.
I want to keep talking for a second and then you can ask questions.
No, I gotta cut you off.
So Aram's like, go check out Bad Seed Tech. I watched like in a weekend, I probably watched 20 of this guy's videos. He's a very good YouTube host. Excellent channel. Go check it out. I then fell into this ASMR part of this hobby. That I know, Alex. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I just fell right. It was like a drain. I was just like, oh.
Do you watch like people using keyboards like as you fall asleep?
So I will say no. Okay, so there's this keyboard streamer. He's like probably the most popular one. His name is Teha Types. This dude Nathan. And he does these Twitch streams while he builds a board. And you got as many people watching our show right now as watch him build a keyboard.
I have a question
live,
about this, but continue.
And then and it's not just like some of it's soldering and putting all the switches on the plate and then the PCB and soldering it to the PCB and then putting a plate on. But then it's like the sound it all makes once you get them in there. And then I uncovered this other thing where people, and again, there's a lot of people watching the show that probably already know about this. I just learned this in a weekend. I had a crash course. People open up these switches and then apply their own lubrication to them to change the way they sound or feel. And it's awesome.
Jeff, right now you're describing watching someone online.
Okay. Back up. Because
applying lubrication to make it feel so good.
You don't stream your lubing. Come on, that's just the thing you do.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait, my question is,
you got to start an OnlyFans for that.
Yeah. So, but hear me out. Let me just tell my story, and then I'll field questions. I promise. Everyone will get called on. Okay. But I don't I'm not watching his stream being like, oh, because it's very slow. It's it's like a 4-hour thing. But if I keep it on my upper screen and I'm working on my lower screen, just the sound and just when people are like, I just need a TV in the room.
I get
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
He plays this really intoxicating music in the background, and it's like this bed, and it's just he's there's a certain thing that it does for me that I'm into for now. And I'm into, and I like it, and it seems like everyone in that scene's pretty good, and I'm stoked on it. Anyway, fast forward to now, and I'm building a keyboard.
Okay.
Questions time right now.
Question time.
Okay. When
Abby
Teja types, that's his name, right? When Teja types make a computer or a keyboard, afterwards, does he stream him like playing typing games?
Yes.
Really?
So his following is very involved, and so what they'll do is, so he'll build first he like introduces it, it's very like casual. It's a really nice kind of hangout thing. When he's all done with the build, he will do a typing test, because this dude rips on typing tests.
Teja types indeed.
He no, and then everyone in his Twitch chat will like guess the words per minute he's gonna get, and he's got like these mods who like turn on some like trigger thing that like
love this.
It's look, there's a zen factor to the whole thing that is like very satisfying. And again, I don't know how long I'll be like knee deep in it, but like I can definitely appreciate a good keyboard. It's the thing I use probably the most behind my phone. And it's wild, the amount of all the variety of switches and the keycaps and the whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of interesting stuff that we can get to like on the new podcast I'll be hosting about it. But it's
wait, I've got my question. I want my question. Okay.
Yeah, what's up?
What are we doing here? Are we talking full size, 10 keyless, 60%, 70%? What are we talking? What are you going
the
for?
number pad?
Yeah, what are we doing?
Here's the thing, and Brian from Bad Seed was like so helpful and just like an instantly awesome person to be in touch with and talk to about this. So my personal thing is I need that number pad. I need the num pad. So TKL, which is 10 keyless, which is basically, you're chopping off that number pad.
Yeah.
It's kind of not what I want to do.
You can do a switch. You can do the toggle, right? Where it toggles the number pad on some of the other keys, right? The programmable ones.
You could, but I don't know how popular that solution is. Anyway, my whole thing is like, I really want that. I guess I'm okay with the TKL, which is isn't that also called an 80%, right?
Yeah, that's a 10 keyless.
The lowest I'd go is probably like 65. So 65 basically chops off the whole F row, and you just basically have like, if you're looking at your keyboard from the tab to like the enter, and that's all you have, all the number row, and that's it, down to the space bar, and that's it. That's about 65, I think. Okay. And you maybe get a couple other keys to the right, but I want something called an 1800 layout, which basically takes the arrow keys and smushes them in between the numpad and the regular standard.
Yeah, that my keyboard's like that.
Yeah, mine is too.
Yeah.
But above your arrow keys, you still have like insert home, page up.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, they remove all that and kind of just
they put it above it. Okay.
Yeah, like imagine those arrow keys are like that Tetris shape.
No, that's mine. It's the CM Storm is what I have.
Okay,
I wish I could hold it up. I don't know.
Cool
I don't know
guy.
if I can hold it up. Can you see can you see my keyboard?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But you don't have arrow keys.
They're down
Your
here.
keyboard looks like it came out of the Matrix.
Oh, your arrow keys are your number pad keys.
But do any of you have 2 keyboards on your desk?
Yes, I do.
What?
Oh, okay. Yes, here's my other one.
Right
yeah, I think we all have 2 keyboards because
I got 3.
Because we're all rocking like 7 computers right now.
I'm the only prick with that one, multiple keyboards. So yeah, like, and then there's certain boards that you don't have to solder. You can just like use one of these things. It's a switch puller, and you just like pull it out of the board, and you can hot swap your own keys. I'm in it to win it. I'm going for it.
Win what?
Win the keyboard.
Best keyboard around.
Where I'm happy with how it sounds.
Cutest keyboard in town.
So look, that's my deal right now. Go check out those YouTubers, because I just, it's so satisfying. I think like it took like 4 videos before I was like, I get this, and this is speaking to me in a way that I am down for.
2 things. Two things I would just like to add, not really questions. One is a couple of questions. One's more of a comment. I'll start with a comment. When you said that there was an ASMR like component to this whole thing, I genuinely just imagined like some YouTuber like putting on like, you know, giantly press-on nails and then just like dragging them over a mechanical keyboard, like making clacking sounds for people. I assume there's someone out there that probably does that. I mean, because that's how I know ASMR to be.
Yeah, maybe like fucking Elvira is doing that shit or something, but I don't
know. Because if Elvira was doing that shit, I'd be watching it. Okay, let's be real.
Know about it. We'd fucking know.
Yeah, I would know.
I would love for Elvira to do that.
So,
two,
yeah, that'd be dope.
The question: is there anyone in this borderline erotic scene that goes by the name? It goes by the name the Keymaster, because that does feel like it really should kind of be a thing, right?
Yeah. Nope, I just need to register a URL.
Yeah, that's the, you can take that job right now. That could be you. That could be your new personality.
Yeah, I'm sure there is someone. I don't know. If people are really keen on hearing the videos that I've been or watching the videos I've been looking at, hit me up on Twitter and I'll happily send you the links.
Don't even know if this is true. Have you ever tried the different layouts for keyboards, like the Dvorak or any of those other ones that are not already?
I've like used someone's keyboard in like Europe and been like, this ain't right, like that.
Yeah, you just wind up typing like cross-handed some. It just seems like those belong on like the space shuttle and like some nuclear.
What are you talking about?
So
I don't know what you're referring to.
there are different layouts. QWERTY is what we use, and I don't know if this is like a myth or not. People in chat can tell me that the QWERTY layout was basically holdover from typewriter days, where they didn't want people to type that fast because the typewriter keys would jam. So they actually spread out the letter the you know how a typewriter works, it smashes the thing. So they spread the ones out that are used the most together on the right and left hands so they wouldn't jam together when they're using them. And that is the holdover from the typewriter days. It's not necessarily the most efficient for keyboards.
Why is it different in like Europe?
In Europe, I think they just. I
thought it was based on.
They
like
have different alphabets. They
frequency.
Different languages.
Yeah, but like anyway.
But I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if that's just a.
Wait, what's the other one? Is there like did someone come up with like a more efficient one or something?
Yeah, totally. So people have come up with ones. Like I said, there's Dvorak. I don't know if I'm saying that right. What are the other ones called?
That's how it looks like it's pronounced.
Dvorak.
I just keep thinking you're saying Zorak, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of
the Zorak keyboard.
Mm-hmm. The thing I think is so weird about that. Well, not weird, but you see all of those variations, right? You see like all of those things offered in like, whether it's like keycap, buys or whatever, but you never hear about people using it. You just see that it's offered, like you could buy this thing in that format, but when you go through like all the subreddits and stuff, you just don't see that often. I'm not saying it's not a thing. It does not seem to be a super popular way to have a keyboard laid out. Yeah, it's weird. Like a switch works very similar to the way like a lot of targets on a pinball machine work. It's basically these like leaves that have to touch. So I thought that was a fun little thing. I guess that's just like electronics and circuitry 101. But it's new to me.
It's a fun. It's a fun and very like it's a. I got there for a little bit, not as deep as you're going, but like things like bottoming out and the key pressure actuation and all that stuff. I got into it for a little bit, enough to get that little key tester and then to be like, I like this, I like the sound and the feel of this, and then realized I need a second keyboard because I can never use this while I'm recording or playing games because it clicks and clacks too much. So now I just have to go back to that chiclet keyboard, so if I play a game in the studio or something, you don't hear clicking.
Yeah, I mean, I was into it, I want to say like 4 years ago. I got super into it, but from what I've been told and how it's been explained to me, that scene has just exploded in the last year and a half, 2.5 years. I think a lot of people in the last 8 months are also looking for new hobbies maybe, and this is a very therapeutic, or can be a therapeutic / relaxing meditative thing as well. So I think it's kind of hitting all the right beats.
Okay.
And for me, I'm just super into it, and I just like getting invested in a new kind of community and like meeting people. And yeah, I've definitely had like a fast track to like some of the people in it, but it's been really rad to see. So I'm stoked.
See, I like lurking in a new community and never engaging, and then just not really participating, but trying
it's called
to
the Vinny approach.
Yeah, take all the information out. Listen,
I feel like that's how most people approach that stuff.
Yeah,
just look and don't interact.
I'm not joining the Discord for the like miniature painting.
Well, you're missing out. You're missing out. What switches are you? What kind of switch person?
I think I got either browns or reds. There might be maybe the reds because they're a little quieter for the gaming keyboard I have, and then the other one I have that I have underneath this one. Are they blues? They're definitely clickier.
So they're probably blues.
Yeah. So one for typing, one for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Got my keyboard for business, my keyboard for fun. When I'm just there's definitely something to. I don't love writing that much, and sometimes I have to do writing for work, and occasionally less nowadays. But there's something to having a thing that you enjoy hearing and using and physically touching too. It's very similar to that Star Wars thing, right? The tactile feel makes a difference in that game to me than using a controller. We can't stay here too much longer. We got to move on.
I know. I'll let you know. Like if people want to get more involved in it and find out more, just hit me up. I'm happy to share all my dirty details about what I'm doing with my build. So
keyboard eroticism expert Jeff Bakalar is here to help you with your bottoming out and your switches.
That's right. Lubing and your bottoming out.
Yeah, there's no joke to be made there. It's just completely fine.
It's a very safe place to just talk about your lube and your bottom.